what happened? It's cold, it's snowy. Yeah, I missed a lot. I've been racing the snow. Been doing most of this at night with the headlamp. Can't film that. And then I've had a couple of Saturdays where I had a bunch of people help me that weren't experienced. So it was just, there's no way I could video. So, I mean, what I've got done since then is I put all these straps on. They carry the insulation. Say I had 8 straps. I would just divide that width by 9 equal spaces and I'd screw them all on. I got these walls on. I'm doing full cavity insulation, which means it's just a full 8-inch. And these things, you just take the insulation and jab it on there and bend it up. It's better than if you do the, I don't know what it's called, where you just roll it up here and it comes up tight right here. When you get to this point, it squeezes it all the way and you get 0 R value right there. So I want full cavity, full insulation. But I knew I could show you everything you need to know just doing this front wall. That's why I knew I didn't really screw you over. I just was busy. So here's where we're at. I'm going to start this wall, this big long wall. So the first thing you got to do is put down your metal. This holds your sheet, makes a nice base cap trim like that, right? So I just cut this piece, put it all sitting here. I used to make really nice 45s and everything here, but then I realized it's all covered and you're done and no one can see it, so what's the point? As long as you have this good. I'm going to try and drive some concrete nails in with the hammer. I don't have my the gun that does it. Then I've got to put this door in. I've got to run metal down there. Another thing you've got to do is you got to put some braces underneath your girts because they sag a lot. So you put one there and there. It takes a few cuts, a couple eyeballs to get everything running straight. I've got my windows in. So I'm going to run my base trim. Somehow I'm going to get this door in because I'm not doing a normal steel door. And I'll show you how to trim windows and doors because that's really all there is to doing siding on a steel building. It sucks. So let me get caught up there a little bit and I'll see if I can get you some more video. Okay, I got my door set. There's not really any metal that can really work for this, so I just screwed a top plate to that girt, anchored it down here. I don't like the metal doors that come in steel buildings. They're not insulated and they're ugly. So I'm just going with this better looking door. So that's all set. But as you can see, the sun's down again. That's all I'm going to get today. We'll be back. My laser dot. Got to sit there. The reason it's going to be hard is I got a door and a window on the first sheet, which is just a pain because you got nothing to measure off of. So I got to get marks up there to show me where that rib is, so I know how far to cut over. This might be hard to see, but I'm up top now. I'm directly above my laser. See that right there? Green dot. Let's slide over until we get that right on the edge, right there. Okay, so now I know I've got a rib right here. Okay. Shows me that I got a rib right there, which is important because from here to here is a critical measurement and I've got to figure that out. I might have to chop a line or string a line to really get this right. Actually, I'll level up right here with that. But usually if you have one panel first, it's easy to level and then start measuring off like that. Figure this out. These trims, I figured out how wide that other piece was and I wanted a 1/4 inch. I mean, it goes under here. All trims are different. I don't know what you're gonna have. Just figure out what it is and give yourself a little overhang. I put a rivet because then that won't push your sheet out. Okay, let's see if we can do this. It's a little breeze today, and I can't get that to stay, so clamping my tape down there. And up we go. You get 177 in one, and I like to take about 3/16 off because I like the panel to sit up 3/16, not sitting on the base trim. So we'll call that 176 and 15. 3/16 off. Gotta get your bottom and your top. And that one is, so we're gonna go 200 and a half. Alright, now somehow I've got to figure out this distance, because that's really critical. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I'm going to use the laser again. I'm going to use the laser. See that? That tells me exactly. Yeah. It's like juggling. That tells me we're 9 and I call it 4 plus 9/16. I'll teach you the base 8 in a minute. 9 and 9/16. They're the same, that's good. Now, this sheet comes over to here, wraps in, makes a cut, and then you want it to be about, I don't know, like that. So your trim will cover it, but you can still attach it to here. So I need the measurement from here to here. It's a guess. I mean, it's a guess with a tape. I'm gonna call that. Now we're gonna go 3 to make it easy. 3. Now, to draw what I think it looks like. That goes in, comes down, goes in, down. Alright? So we know that this is 9/16. Oh, it's hard. And then we're going to minus 3, 9 and 9. My vertical measurement was 176 and 15. And 200 and a half. Now I have what I need. The only thing I'm missing is where the girts go. So you got to measure those in a couple of spots, and then we'll drill all the panels at once. Wind's blowing. We'll see if I can get my tape to stick. Freaking wind. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. So the center of that's about 141 and a half. The lower girt is about 67. It's important to measure here and there, so you know. If you're doing the whole building, you got to measure everything to make sure your lines are going to be straight if you're going to drill all your panels. If you didn't laser your building, like all those problems I had in the beginning, that's where you run into the problems. These don't line up. So I'm going to check that. That 2x4 right there should be right there. I pulled it out yesterday to work on that. I'm going to put it back to keep this all straight. We'll measure that, and then I'll get the information and we'll start working on the panels. Okay, when you, so I'm going left to right. So I want this overlap to be on the left so that when I come to my next panel, that screws down, overlap lays on top. I mark 1.25 inches here every bay. And then my stitch screws up the side, I go every 2 feet. And then right here I've got my 67, that's my girt. And that, you only need 1 screw per panel width, per foot. And you want it to be on the side that will hold the overlap tight against your other sheet. So now I've got a 3/16 bit, and I just drill those. I like to get a, I don't know if there's a way I can do this. I like to get, clamp them together because they flex a lot, and it will, the bottom sheet will push away and your hole will be in the wrong spot. It'll be really steady. I've broken a lot of bits doing this. This sucks. Now, that's all the way through. 7 sheets. 7 sheets is what I need for this. I'm not going to drill, if it was the whole wall, I would drill this whole stack. It gets kind of hard to get that bit through without breaking it, but now I just drill that all out. But I gotta go find a sharper bit. Got the holes drilled. This is my number 1 sheet. I'm gonna lay out that window. 176 and 15. My laser mark is right on this inside corner. So I need 9 and 9/16. Right out there. It's a piece of my soffit, but it's the best way to make a square. Lay it on there. Okay, got the window laid out. Like that, I've got my 200.5 inch, 9 foot or 9 inch 9/16 right there. Came back 3, and then I got my window cut. So it'll be a slit and a cut. And then since I'm hanging over, I got to rip this down, but I'm gonna get some shears to run down that. You're not supposed to use a grinder to cut sheets, but I can't stand trying to go over all this crap with snips. It's just a pain in the butt. So what I'll do is I'll cut the line perfect right there, and as soon as I get to here, I go up 1/4 inch above the line because it's inside that trim. And if you do that, it makes it a lot easier to slide this panel in. 1/4 inch up here, 1/4 inch down here. This line will be cut perfect. And then you can slide in a lot easier. What I'm talking about. part you can see is good. As soon as I get past here, I go under. Same thing, under, here, right on, then over. Just slide it in the trim. If you cut right on the line, you'd have a nightmare trying to get that all together. It's definitely a two-man job, but I don't have two men. First sheet I cut wrong. Don't want to talk anymore. Oh, my battery died on the way up. Anyway, I got that right on the mark up there. I didn't do the door because that's just too much going on for one guy to set a panel, and I can cut this out here. You can see my door in there. And I'll slit out where my trim goes and cut that off. Okay, now that we have a panel in place, it's much easier to get your measurement. I'm going to use this line right here because I got our overlap piece right there, and I know where that corner is. I'm going to measure from there, the end of my trim, which is 30, and from there to here. And then I got to get my measurement back so I can line that up, and then I'll cut the sheet, put it in. All the work is cutting windows and doors. That wall I probably put up as fast as it takes me to do these two sheets. Windows and doors suck. Think about that when you're planning out your build. Okay, so this is the spot I was telling you, the inside corner. That's what I'm measuring from. So I hook there, put that right on the inside corner, and I can get a mark over here where I know 30 and 3/4 was. Transfer it up there, come back my 3 inches for my cut line. Hard to see these lines, but I'm going to cut to here, slit, and then this all comes out. On your roof panels, you can drill your stitch screws every 2 feet, but don't drill holes for your purlins because they tend to just wander all over the place. I drilled the whole roof one time. Oh, what a disaster. So just do your stitches every 2 feet. So busy, sorry I can't video everything. I'm trying to keep you updated. This is where we're at. This was just trying to beat the sun last night. So this is called full cavity insulation, where you lay these in this way. That's 8 inch. Then you roll 4 inch all the way up, and you're supposedly going to get a full R cavity. I don't know the R value. I put the gutter on by, these are 20-foot pieces. I installed these all on the ground, all these. So I set it all up here. You just pull it tight to the metal so that this piece here is running vertical, plumb, and then you just put a couple of screws, because when you straighten your gutter, all these screws will do it. Then I clamp a string. You can see my string. I'll clamp a string 1 inch off right there, 1 inch off on the other end, and then I'll go along and set my string at 1 inch, set all these screws. You also want to hang out, make sure this is hanging out so that you can trim it, get your corner piece to fit. So we have 6 panels on here, not screwed to the purlins yet. I got a few stitch screws right here just to hold these 3 pieces together. Now I'm going to put a string line. We're going to wiggle this until it's all perfectly straight. Then I'll screw the stitches across the seam right here, and then all of us together can tug this thing back and forth and get it nice and square, and then we can run. It's supposed to snow a bunch tomorrow, and I've still got this big skylight I gotta fix, so I'll try to video, but videoing takes twice as long when you're trying to work, and I'm in a hurry, so I will try what I can. I don't have much choice. I can't have snow in there anymore, so we'll do what I can. See ya. So this is probably the hardest part of this whole deal, rolling these out. The two guys in the scissor lift, but it sucks. There's really no easy way. And then the other insulation's hanging long. You cut it, take this insulation out, and then tuck the paper up and in. And you got to clean this really good so your tape will stick. And I'll show you how that goes later. I'm about, what, 3/4 of the way across. If you remember, this side was 100, 2.5. So I've been having to stretch these. So you hook a tape right on a rib like this, on a foot. And you'll notice I'm about 1.5 inches now. I'm trying to grow, GoPro died. I'm trying to grow to 2.5 on this rib by the time I get to the far side. And the bottom, remember I laid the bottom out and it's got foam, so that's right on the 100. There's 100 feet in the back. So you can adjust these panels. Let me show you. So when you can walk these panels, you can push them and pull them by the way you screw them. And what we do is we stitch 3 panels together. Just the stitch screws right here. So I've got 3 panels laying out. And if I wanted to stay on exactly on my foot, I'd lift this and pull that over and screw that, and I'd squeeze it. But I'm trying to grow, so what you can do, if you look down here, get really down here close. If you step on this, it pushes that over. So I'm gonna go push, and it's maybe only a 1/16. But I've got 8 of them I can do. And if I just keep pushing that over, I can walk it longer. And if I was long, I would start on that side and maybe do the middle and squeeze it together. You've got a lot of flex in these ribs. Okay, every time you do a panel, you need to run this tacky tape, we call it. It's just a stretchy, I don't know what it is. I wasn't even on it. It's just a stretchy crap. And that is your air and water seal between your panels. Every panel all the way down. You're supposed to do that on your wall panels also, but I'm going to spray foam the inside, so I didn't need to. A whole bunch of that. Got to get this done. The sun's going down. Another thing I do, trying to guess where these purlins are. I always miss. So we'll go to our last screw that we had a good shot, and we'll string a chalk line from here right over the top. I'll feel in the insulation and find that. And you can see it gives me this little red mark. I don't know if you can see that. And then we know right there. And that's the first time I've done it on this roof, and I haven't missed a screw yet. Normally we miss a ton. Got these hooks. You bend them down, and you stick your insulation on and fold it up like that. And also I spray foam that whole base, all the corners. It's way over there along the top, every corner, around every window and door, because these buildings are super drafty. But now they're airtight. Does it itch? You want to do more?
No.
Hey, I'm gonna have to cut it off here on this video because I gotta get framing on the house over here. There's a lot of stuff I couldn't film, I just couldn't do it. I'm so short on time with work and all that crap, so that's where we're at, and it's gonna sit like that until this house is farther along. When I do more in there, I'll put it in some videos, but I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Next we'll do a stair video and then framing on the house. But we're getting some more daylight, so I'll be able to get some more done. But thanks for staying along on the slowest project on YouTube. Thank you.